Yes, folks, Fraser Anning, for the most part, is correct when he says Muslims don't integrate very well into the West, and that everywhere they go, violence rises. But folks, I want to talk about Brenton Tarrant for a moment, because that guy has really stuffed up New Zealand. He has not only played into our socialist hands, who look for every excuse to limit our freedoms, he has turned this nation into a basket case. Have a look at this.
New Zealand's threat level might have been downgraded, but Muslims preparing for Ramadan have been told security will be ramped up during the holy month. That's because in just over a week's time, thousands of Muslims nationwide will head to their local mosque to pray. Jordan Oppert reports.
No longer an unusual sight. Two armed policemen front and centre at Christchurch's Al Noor Mosque. And security will remain high at mosques right around the country till the end of Ramadan, the Muslim holy month.
We continue to be very, very thankful for their presence.
Oh, we continue to be very, very thankful for their presence. And why wouldn't you be? We are paying for it. We, the taxpayer, are now having to pay for your protection from some extremist nutter out there. And we're also having to pay for protection for churches and for Anzac Day from you guys. This is complete la-la stuff now. Now folks, terrorism is everywhere. And there's one commonality involved with each terror attack. Have a look.
There's another one. I'm taking a look. Oh!
18 months has seen France suffer 3 deadly attacks which left more than 231 dead and hundreds injured.
Panic tonight on Barcelona's most famous pedestrian street.
They're shooting. They're shooting.
About 2:40 p.m. London time, a car driving over Westminster Bridge plows into horrified pedestrians. Witnesses describe the carnage.
The injured crying for help. And then on the subway in the center of the city, the next explosion, a subway car incinerated at rush hour. You can hear the cries, passengers running in the dark. Tonight,
Sirens shatter the peace of Christchurch. Emergency vehicles and armed police responding to a terrorist attack on 2 of the city's mosques.
overseas, 8 bomb attacks targeting Christians and tourists in Sri Lanka, and a 9th bomb targeting police. The series of explosions tearing through churches filled with worshippers attending Easter Mass. More than 200 people killed, hundreds hurt.
Yes, folks, and the commonality is Islam. Pretty much anywhere you look around the world where a terror attack occurs, Islam is involved somehow. And of course, every time a terrorist attack occurs, out come the flowers, out come the candles, and out come the feel-good slogans and speeches, and nothing changes. Have a look.
They are us.
The nation is grieving. Now the loss of another soul. A 50th victim has been found after Friday's mass shooting at 2 mosques.
President Jean-Claude Juncker hugged Belgian Prime Minister Charles Michel in a sign of mutual sympathy. As the hours pass, more flowers and candles appear. Messages are left in multiple languages condemning terrorism and calling for peace.
Some climbed the Statue of the Republic in Paris. Others showed off large pencils showing unity with the satirical magazine that was targeted. More than 40 world leaders, often at odds with each other, marched together today.
As normal. We will come together as normal. And Londoners and others from around the world who have come here to visit this great city will get up and go about their day as normal. They will board their trains. They will leave their hotels. They will walk these streets. They will live their lives. And we will all move forward together, never giving in to terror.
Yes, and nothing happens. Nothing changes. We'll have another terror attack in about a month or so, and the very same politicians will spew out the same nonsense. I think Trump once said, if something doesn't work, try something else. So let's have a listen to Anning.
A bit. People have had enough of being told what to do and not having a say in what happens in this country. So I brought a bill into Parliament a few months ago to give the Australian people a say in who comes to this country.
And I think New Zealanders would like that as well.
For 45 years they've never had a say. So I think it's high time the Australian people got a vote on whether they want to be bringing more and more of these people into the country who attack us on a daily basis.
Exactly.
You mean Muslims?
Muslims and Sudanese, yeah, absolutely.
I guess in light of that, if you were to make that law, would that law be retrospective? Would you be also looking to send people back who are Muslim who have previously arrived here or previously immigrated here?
Anyone who commits a crime in this place, it's a guest of the Australian people who are living off our welfare, and you commit a crime, they should all go home and with their family.
Send them home. Exactly.
You know, because their family's obviously not controlling them.
What about if they haven't committed a crime?
If they haven't committed a crime, I don't see that we need to have any people in this country that don't integrate, and unfortunately the Muslims, to a large extent, don't.
Yep. So he's absolutely correct there. They don't integrate very well at all.
So, you know, I don't think I've yet to see a country where we've had Muslim immigration and we've had peace. You know,
and that's showing in New Zealand now. Muslims are here, and we no longer have peace. And it's irrelevant who caused it. Absolutely irrelevant. They are here. We now have violence.
Attack us, and eventually, like Great Britain, and like France, and like Germany, and particularly Sweden. Sweden's a basket case now because of their indiscriminate immigration policy. You know, it's been a disaster. It's the rape capital of the world now. I don't think Australians want to live like that.
So would you like to see Australia just tell every Muslim immigrant that's come here in the past to go home, essentially?
Me personally, yes. Well, it's a bit...
Yes, well... Now, while I agree with Anning, I would like to send them all back too. But that's really quite impossible, I think. But I do think we could at least stop more coming.